Hey, what is going on, my XRP holders? Got some more good stuff to talk about with you guys today. XRP price action over on the 15-minute chart. Actually looking pretty good. XRP getting really active right now, getting the liquidity grab to 39 cents, pumping back up to almost 41 cents per coin as we are playing out on a very important scale over here on the daily chart, battling this resistance level, looking to fill the gap to 50 cents per coin. Let's get right into it, guys. Before we get into the Ripple quarterly report, I want to show you guys this tweet that came out around an hour ago. This is a new listing for the Ripple head of total rewards and human resources notes, with 500 people expecting to hire at the fastest pace in their history. So while Google is firing, Facebook's firing, Coinbase is firing, Ripple is hiring at their fastest pace in history. What does that tell you? Partnerships, banks, financial institutions, central bank CBDC projects, all growing rapidly. Want to, quote, design a compensation strategy for how Ripple uses XRP internally as a strategic asset and market differentiator. So very interesting post from Ripple looking for a new position to be filled at the company. Now, I want to show you guys in the Q4 report real quick. We're going to read through not the whole entire thing. I'm going to just be reading you the highlighted portions here. I'm not saying the Ripple Q4 report is bad or anything, but just for the video's sake, most of this stuff in the Q4 report is pretty much just fluff that we kind of already know. But there's something I want to show you right off the bat here, which is, I know a lot of people in the community have always been talking about the XRP buyback and, like, you know, the $1,000, $50,000 per token buyback. When in reality, if you kind of take away some of the conspiracy theory stuff and just kind of look at it for what it is, Ripple has already been buying back XRP, I think for the last year or two. So what's quite, I think, odd in my opinion is how just yesterday, Library, they did secure the secondary victory with John Deaton kind of speaking in the hearing. The judge ruled that the secondary market sales of the Library credits token was indeed not a security. Now, Ripple is currently in the lawsuit with the SEC. I know everything's done, filed, briefed. We're just waiting from a decision. We're just waiting for a decision from the judge. Despite the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit still being active, I feel like Ripple is kind of assuming the win of we're not a security, because Ripple has been a buyer of XRP in the secondary market and expects to continue to undertake purchases as on-demand liquidity continues to gain global momentum. So, in reality here, fellas, Ripple has been buying back XRP. They say it right out there in the Q4 report. So the Q4 report is very, very long. I'm not going to read everything, but I do have these little highlighted bits here that I'm going to read with you guys in the video. So on-demand liquidity, Ripple's crypto-enabled cross-border payment solution, launched in France, Sweden, and Africa, now available in nearly 40 payout markets. So currently with XRP utility, we are covering about 90% of the payout markets when you compare it to the Forex market. Total XRP sales by Ripple net of purchases were 226 million versus 310 million the previous quarter. Peersis released the first phase of the Ethereum virtual machine sidechain for the XRP ledger on DevNet, which allows DeFi applications like Uniswap, Aave, and Compound easily to launch on the XRPL. That would be quite hilarious if Ethereum ends up getting phased out by an Ethereum sidechain on the XRP ledger. And then crypto market summary, this is all the, okay, FTX, regulation, assets, people scamming, things like that. Global regulation says here, the SEC continued its campaign of regulation by enforcement without providing clarity to the market. You know, namely, no clarity, Gary. Most recently, the SEC charged Genesis and Gemini with allegedly selling unregistered securities relating to their yield products. U.S. banking regulators issued warnings to banks that dealing with cryptocurrencies could expose them to risks such as contagion and fraud due to the lack of oversight and due diligence in the sector. Coinbase settled a case with the New York Department of Financial Services and agreed to pay a $50 million fine and invest another $50 million in its compliance efforts. Because, you know, Coinbase, yeah, Coinbase, they've done a lot of dodgy little things when it comes to listing tokens. As you guys know, there's always been the hype in the crypto space about the Coinbase listing. Oh, the Coinbase pump. And it's very true. In the history of Coinbase, a lot of coins that have just suddenly been listed on the exchange, they do tend to pump, and the employees / executives at Coinbase do tend to load up on that certain token right before it launches. And I remember there was one specific scenario where Coinbase listed a basket of currencies. I'm not talking like 1 or 2 listings. I mean, it was like a basket of like 10 plus, okay, let's just call it shit coins being listed on the exchange. And there was a wallet in existence that accumulated every single coin that Coinbase was going to list. And a day or 2 before, they bought every single coin prior to the Coinbase listing. So not really surprised here that Coinbase is getting a big slap on the face from the New York Department of Financial Services. I mean, you know, dealing with the New York regulators, man, that's not fun. One time when I was doing a little road trip with some friends to Niagara Falls, man, I got pulled over in good old Buffalo, New York, on the highway there. They pulled me over, a state trooper, by the way, not just some regular, you know, police. I mean, a state trooper, which are like the last people you want pulling you over, man. Those guys are mean. And they were pulling me over because my license plate was saying, like, I had no insurance. And I showed the guy. I'm like, hey, dude, I got insurance, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Come to find out, I actually did not have insurance on that car. It was actually insurance for my previous car. But the insurance card just said 2018 BMW, which is the same thing my previous car was. So luckily got out of that one. But still had to shell over like $800 to the, you know, the city of Buffalo. Yeah, dealing with New York, man. They're very, very hefty with their fees. So Ripple released its UK policy white paper outlining its regulatory ambitions to propel the UK toward a global crypto hub status, which is what a lot of people are saying, that the UK actually wants to become a crypto hub. And there's a lot of talk about like what country is going to be like the hub for crypto with good regulation, good support for crypto companies, and really helping prosper innovation. And the 3 biggest countries I'm hearing will be the next big crypto hub has been the UK, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Like right there, it's actually saying from Ripple, and Hong Kong reaffirmed its pro-crypto stance as it aims to become a crypto hub. So yeah, Hong Kong, Singapore, and UK are like the top 3 runners for being like the next big, like, hey, if you're going to have a crypto company, this is where you need to be. All right, update on the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Guys, we already know all this stuff, but they are saying decision timing is in the judge's hands, but the company is hopeful to see a ruling in 2023. Global growth of on-demand liquidity reached record highs. Okay, guys, so Ripple, half of all the payments running through RippleNet, which the Bitcoiners always said. See, this is what the Bitcoiners and Ethereum people always said. They always made this little, like, try to make this little smart, smirky argument of like, oh yeah, you know, Ripple has like good technology, but they're not going to use XRP though. No, there's no way they're going to use XRP, but you know, Ripple does have good messaging technology. And guess what? More than half of all volume going through the Ripple company from their customers is actually going through XRP now, and it's reaching record highs. And again, the Bitcoiners will still be silent. So, Ripple remains one of the few crypto firms well capitalized and ready to meet robust customer demand in 2023 head on by continuing to hire strategically, invest in attractive opportunities, and build a platform that can allow traditional institutions to access crypto innovation on the XRPL in a safe and secure fashion. Ripple wrapped up 2022 with its strongest year to date, focusing on crypto utility and scaling its ODL product. As RippleNet continues to grow, despite a tumultuous market, Ripple experienced the highest amount of demand from both new and existing customers adopting ODL. Today, Ripple's crypto-powered payment solution is available in nearly 40 payout markets, up from just 3 markets in 2020. See, this is what people are not realizing that don't hold XRP, is the percentage growth year over year. You're talking 2020, okay? They only had 3 payout markets, and I believe that was like XRP to the yen, XRP to the Philippine peso, and XRP to like the US dollar, right? So 3 markets in 2020, 40 payout markets today. And people still don't buy XRP at 40 cents per coin. I just find that hysterical. See, like one of the reasons Jeff Bezos started his company Amazon, I mean, in general, I don't think, you know, people generally like billionaires because they're like, oh, you're hoarding the wealth. I get it. But Honestly, I gotta say, my favorite billionaire out of all of them has got to be Jeff Bezos because of the video clips of him in his scuffed office with his, like, spray paint wood board sign for his business, and he's driving his, you know, Honda Accord after making $1 billion. And one of the things that really stuck with me with Jeff Bezos was the reason why he started Amazon was because during his time in the 90s, he noticed the statistic that internet usage was growing at a rate of 2,300% per year. So this guy back in the 90s, he's looking at internet usage booming year over year, thousands of percent, and goes, you know what, this is not going to stop growing. I need to capitalize on this. Where the analogy comes in is Ripple, XRP, year over year, the utility from their partners just keeps growing by the thousands of percent. I think last year, last year, 2022, Ripple in one of their quarterly reports, I think it was either Q2 or Q3, they reported 900% growth over one quarter. May have been year over year, but dude, it was 900 something percent over a quarter, over a year. So you got Ripple XRP doing the same thing as the internet in the 90s. So last quarter, ODL was launched in France and Sweden in partnership with payment providers Lemonway and XBAT, respectively, and in Africa via MFS Africa, a leading payments gateway in the region. Additionally, Ripple expanded its customer base to corporates that are looking to experience the benefits of crypto-enabled cross-border payments for their business. So Ripple's going from 3 payment markets in 2020 to 40 payout markets in 2023, and as you guys have seen on Twitter, Ripple has amped up the advertising in the London Metro and over in the New York Metro in Wall Street. Ripple has processed nearly $30 billion worth of volume and 20 million transactions since RippleNet was first launched. In 2022, approximately 60% of those payments were sent through ODL. If this Ripple versus SEC case is just overdone, Ripple wins, and Ripple goes public on the stock market, because see, you know, your average crypto guy, and I'm talking average crypto guy, you know, not XRP, but I'm just talking like your average crypto degenerate, I guess you could say, is not going to be impressed by this necessarily. They're just going to go like, oh, well, yeah, it says this here, but XRP's not pumping though. Other things are pumping. I'm not going to buy XRP. But when Ripple goes public and people are looking for the next big blue chip stock, and hedge fund managers and big investors start seeing, okay, wait, you're telling me from 2020 to 2023, they experienced, I don't know, what's 3 to 40? That's got to be like at least 1,000%, 2,000% growth in their payout markets. You know what I mean? Like when your average crypto degenerate that like only buys something with green candles, if there's no green candles, they don't buy it. They read something like this and just aren't impressed. But you bring this to the stock market. You bring this for people who are hunting for the next big blue chip stock. They read some shit like this. They're going to understand, yes, we need to accumulate Ripple stock for the long term. And again, right there, little juicy, Ripple has continued to sell only XRP in connection with ODL transactions. And then there's some data for you number nerds out there. I mean, I could read this to you guys, but you can pause the video, check that out if you want. We see those every quarter. And then, yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I know there's a lot of stuff in this quarterly report that we skipped over, but I just really wanted to go over the meat and potatoes and not any of the fluff. So, thank you for tuning in the video today, guys. Really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.